and he shot it right before he went down, and he fucked me up. Yeah.
Oh wow. What's up, my fellow alcoholics, and welcome to the channel. And today's video is about the final AR loadout, and that's the M4. So we're going to be going over my personal loadout, and then a couple weapon conversions, and a couple like setups just to have some fun with it. So right now is the normal M4 loadout that I use, and for the muzzle I use the muzzle brake for the recoil stabilization to help out with the horizontal recoil of the gun. Next we're going to go into the optics, which I personally run holographics or red dots, but it's personal preference at that point, not going to matter too much. For the stock, I went with the Forged Tac CQS stock, which is for the ADS speed. The rear grip, I went for the stippled grip tape for the ADS speed and the sprint to fire speed, because I'm a little more aggressive than usual. And then for the underbarrel, I went with the recoil control and hip fire accuracy of the Merc foregrip. So all in all, is a pretty well-rounded loadout. I didn't struggle too much with it when it came to accuracy at long range shots, and then when people were pushing up on me, didn't struggle too much with the hip fire. It could be tightened up a lot better if you use a combination of like the Merc foregrip and a laser sight. But I mean, if you can handle horizontal recoil, then you can get rid of the muzzle brake, and then you can have that kind of setup. But it's all personal preference at that point. So whatever way you guys like to set it up, this is my personal preference. And right now we'll go to the wall tests to show exactly what this setup helps with when it comes to the recoil. So this is a stock standard no attachments M4, and as you can see, it has both vertical and horizontal recoil. The horizontal pulling really hard to the right, and then when it comes to the vertical, there seems to be a pretty wide gap between shots, so definitely kicks up pretty hard as far as vertically. So when I set up the gun, I try to counteract those without sacrificing too much ADS time. As you can see here, the pattern is much tighter for not only the vertical but the horizontal recoil. So definitely an improvement, as you can see right there. So it's all in all, this loadout, I do not struggle with it. I actually have a lot of fun using it when I want to get very competitive and sweaty. So going to the conversion setup, this is the conversion to make it the M16, and basically you want to throw on the stock M16 Grenadier long barrel for the damage over range, bullet velocity, and your recoil control. Any sight is personally your opinion, your preference. For the stock, you got to throw on the M16 stock. Enough said there. And then to make it that old school Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, you throw on the burst rounds, the burst attachment for the perk, and then I went for the stippled grip for the ADS time. So it gives it that nostalgic kind of like old school feel of the M16 of the old school days, but it's not exactly the melt machine that it used to be. You can throw on stopping power, which would definitely help it to make it feel like that old school M16. But it's just a little conversion just to have fun with, and I mean, it wasn't too bad to use. So I like to throw on stuff and do things differently. Like, I don't like to be a sweaty tryhard all the time, and I like to throw on stuff to make it a lot of fun. So this, speaking of fun, is probably the most fun I've had with the M4, and this is the I want to call it the Colt 9mm conversion. So basically, you want to use the commando barrel. Then you want to throw on the Forged Tac. You can go no stock, but it's going to mess up your recoil a little bit. Makes it a little more tougher, but I mean, going down to the rounds, I'll explain a little bit. The rear grip, I went for the stippled grip tape for the sprint to fire speed. Now for the 9mm Parabellum rounds, this is what makes the conversion complete. And if at the bottom there, if you notice, it says aim recoil control. So it basically, as you're aiming, it will help with the recoil control. And then I threw on the Merc foregrip for the for more recoil control and for the hip fire accuracy. You can, however, throw on the laser sight to help with the hip fire accuracy, but I kind of felt like it wasn't necessary, and I went more for the aiming down sight, kind of like mid-range aiming, which you'll see in a little bit in the video. I used it on Shoot House, and it was a lot of fun to use. So another conversion that's also pretty fun, and I kind of prefer this conversion over some of the other SMGs in the game, to tell you the truth. It just kind of feels right. It feels good. So, and finally, the sniper conversion that you can make for the gun, for the M4, and you're going to use the M16 Grenadier barrel again. You're going to throw on the sniper scope to give it that overall sniper conversion look. You want to go with the forged tack for the ADS time when it comes to the stock, because the sniper scope slows it down a lot. And the stipple grip tape also helps. You can use rubberized for recoil control, but the stippled helps out a lot. And then for the total conversion to be complete, the 458 SOCOM rounds, which is the 10 round magazine, which gives extra damage to the gun, will help with those long range shots. So it kind of feels like a semi-auto sniper once the whole conversion is used, and you're using it out. Like, it's great for ground war. I had a lot of fun using it in ground war. I tried to use it in like competitive and sweaty lobbies, and it wasn't the greatest thing. But ground war is a lot of fun, and definitely you can get 2 shots with those 10 round mags, the SOCOM ammunition, just so long as you land a headshot with one of them. But all in all, it was a 2-shot, 3-shot kill. Definitely a lot of fun to use. So, yeah, my personal opinion when it comes to the M4, it is by far the most sweatiest AR, sweatiest gun in the game. I see a lot of pros using it. A lot of like famous streamers use it. When it comes to them getting really competitive in like search and destroy and all that, because it is the gun to do the job. It is well rounded. You can use it up close. You can use it at medium range. You can use it at long range. You can use it at super long range for that matter. It is a well-rounded gun. And what kind of confused me about it is that they used a lot of attachments for it in different setups. But I mean, there are a lot of different variations of the M4 out there in the real world, so I can see why they did that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did enjoy this, please do not forget to drop a like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for future updates, future uploads, streams, you name it. So enjoy the rest of this video. And I should be covering the LMGs next. So until then, we'll catch you guys next time.
The hell did I just do? Hardpoint secure. Enemy indicated. 10 seconds. Get ready to move.
Everybody's in the middle of the city. The hardpoint's out in the fucking field. Like, why?
Secured.
He heard me fucking coming and he waited for me.